Welcome. Today we are going to do card reading. I'm very much an intuitive reader, so standard reading for me is usually start with a 3-card draw with the oracle, and then I move into the tarot to give me more details, and then that usually gives me an overall picture. I don't necessarily do past, present, and future unless there's something very specific that I'm looking at. All readers are different. We all do things different ways. I'm not very fancy with my shuffling. I've only just learned. Oh my God. This has come up 2 days in a row, Sacred Pool, and it just literally just jumped out the deck. I was doing this yesterday and I did the same thing. So clearly it's a reminder to nurture, to look after ourselves and not be hard on ourselves. We are sacred. Everybody, regardless of who you are, men, women, and children, we all dismiss things in our life. We don't take enough time and we don't value ourselves. Society, with the way there's so much pressure on to be a certain way or think a certain way or do a certain thing, or we're all worried about everybody else's business. Let's just focus on ourselves for 5 minutes just to, be kind to yourself. Stormfields was the next one that came up. So this is a collective. So it's a bit like, it is one message for the 3 cards. Stormfield. So something's brewing, definitely. If you get yourself in the right headspace, everything is about perception. So if you are seeing things through one lens, very often if I get a bit overwhelmed or I've got decisions to make, or I know something's brewing, I intentionally take my glasses off, give them a clean, usually with the bottom of my dress, like I'm doing now. And then as I put them back on, I say, show me what I'm not seeing. Or let me see a different view. You don't have to have glasses to be able to do that. But if you have the intention of ask yourself, what am I not seeing here? What is a different approach? All storms can be managed in different ways. Choices we make, the intention that we have, our attitude to the situation. If you are in a bad state, if you have a bad mindset, then more than likely things are going to go pear-shaped pretty quick. Even if you have to deal with tough stuff, regardless, it's always about how you perceive it, how you take it in, and I'm not dismissing anybody's struggles, but this is about we make choices in our lives, and some of them we make choices that can help make things easier, even if they are tough. But we also make choices that we hang on to that can maintain it, so it's always tough. Life is always tough. And then the final one was the mountain. Now, the mountain is very much about having your own voice. Sometimes when we see the mountain, it is like insurmountable. Again, this is a perception. This actually came out upside down. A mindset thing, can you get around the mountain? Do you go through the mountain? Can the mountain speak to you? So again, it's got the moon in the top. There's also 2 birds flying under the moon. Moon's always great to get because that's just shining a light on it. You never have darkness. You can't see the darkness without the light because that casts the shadow. So there's always light there in some way. There's always a different perspective. If I see birds for me are about, they have a bird's eye view. They have a different perspective on things because they see things from a different angle. Whatever's coming up for you, 3 things to consider. Make sure you nurture yourself. You are the most important thing. That if you're not good, nobody's good. If you're not good in yourself, particularly if you have a family, if you're not taking care of yourself, how the fuck are you going to expect to look after anybody else? Stormfields, perception. Look after yourself. have clear intention for whatever is coming. Change your perspective. Ask yourself, do you need to change your perspective? And then finally, again, perspective, but know that you have a voice. There are different ways of sharing that. We don't have to go in all guns blazing. We can have an honest conversation. I hope that helps. This reading won't resonate for everybody. That's okay. All right. See you later. Have a great day.